morning students. This is our second video. In this video, we are going to learn our next topic, rocket propulsion. Students, propulsion of rocket is based on the two laws. The first one is conservation of linear momentum, and then second one is Newton's third law of motion. So based on these two laws, rocket propulsion is working. So rockets are filled with the fuel, either liquid or solid, in the propellant tank. When the rocket is fired, this fuel is burnt and hot gases ejected with a high speed from the nozzle of rocket, producing with a huge momentum. Students, to balance this momentum, an equal and opposite reaction force is produced in the combustion chamber, which makes the rocket projected forward direction. While in motion, the mass of rocket gradually decreases. The mass of rocket gradually decreases because the fuel get reducing while the rocket move upward. So until fuel is completely burned out, since there is no net external force acting on it. So the linear momentum of the system is conserved. Hence, the mass of rocket decreases with the altitude. Altitude meaning height. So the mass of the rocket decreases with the altitude, which result in the gradual increase in the velocity of the rocket. So at one stage, it reaches a velocity which is sufficient to escape speed. So here, sufficient to escape speed of the gravitational pull of the earth. So what is mean by escape speed? So escape speed is nothing but the object does not come back or pulled by the gravitational force with some ejected speed. The velocity is called escape velocity. Students, this topic we will discuss in higher classes. So rocket propulsion is based on the two principles. First one is law of conservation of linear momentum, and then second one is Newton's third law of motion. So these 2 points are very important. And then students, our next topic is gravitation. Newton's universal law of gravitation state that every particle of matter in this universe attract. Students, the particle of matter present in this universe are attracted every other particle with force, nothing but gravitational force. So this force is directly proportional, very important, directly proportional to the product of their masses. First one is directly proportional to their masses, and inversely proportional to the square of square of distance between them, or distance between the center of these masses. And then very important, the direction of force act along the line joining the masses. So simply, every particle in this universe attracted by every other particle which is directly proportional to the product of their masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. So here force between masses is always attractive because of gravitational force, and it does not depend on the medium where they are placed. Students, in this picture there are two masses m1 and m2 are placed at a distance r with the force F1, F2 are acting between them. So let M1 and M2 be the masses. M1 and M2 be the masses of two bodies. A and B placed r meter apart in space. We know that the force is directly proportional. So this symbol is mean for directly proportional. Directly proportional to product of mass M1 and M2. And then inversely proportional, if they given inversely proportional 1 by R or 1 by A or 1 by B. So that is said to be as inversely proportional. So F inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. On combining the above two expression, we get F proportional to M1 into M2 divided by R square. And then we have to cancel the proportional value. And we have to equal the equation. So here we have to substitute some constant value. So F equal to capital G M1 M2 divided by R square. So G is the gravitational constant. Universal gravitational constant, and its value is SI unit 6.6 674 into 10 to the power of minus 11. So minus 11 is very, very important. Minus 11 Newton meter square per kilogram square. So this value is very, very important 1 mark question. Students, let M1, M2 be the two masses of bodies A and B placed R meter apart in space, and then F1 and F2 are the force acting between them. Here F directly proportional M1 into M2, which means if mass increase means force also increase, and then force inversely proportional to square of the distance between them. Students, on combining the above two equation, on combining equation 1 and 2, we get F directly proportional to M1 into M2 and inversely proportional to square of the distance between them. Students, we have to cancel the proportional by giving some constant. So F equal to G. Capital G is nothing but universal gravitational constant. So capital G into M1 M2 divided by R square, where G is the universal gravitational constant. Universal gravitational constant. And the value for capital G is G equal to 6.674 into 10 to the power of minus 11 Newton meter square per kilogram square. So this is important value. Dear student, up to this enough. Remaining topic we will discuss in our next online class. Thank you. Have a nice day.